And I'm having Austin come on next week too.
Really?
Yeah.
I was talking with him.
He was going to
earlier.
come on tonight, and then I was like, "Oh, we'll do it next week." I was supposed to have this NFL guy come on tonight.
Okay.
Not like anything crazy. He was like a special teamer, and he's like, "Oh, I have a date with my wife tonight after he comes on with me."
Austin. I was talking to him earlier.
Yeah. Anyways, boys, we're live in the studio. It's your boy, Zach Smackz. If you guys are tuning in right now, I need you guys to hang tight for about 10 minutes, and we will pick the giveaway winner live on YouTube. It's going to be a great show tonight, boys. You guys fired up or what?
Oh, yeah. We
got
it.
My Yankees just blew a lead with Kobe Mayo hitting a 3-run bomb. I got Prince Paul back, Kahari as always, and Coach O, everyone's favorite, is in the studio right now. So I'm going to open it up with Coach O, and I'm going to say, Coach, I'm sure you've been watching this NBA playoffs. You're super dialed on basketball. Who has surprised you the most right now in the NBA playoffs?
Surprised. I'm very surprised that Boston lost first round, but then I'm not surprised that the Knicks beat the Sixers like they did. I wouldn't say 4-0, but I thought they were going to win that series.
Yeah, they look pretty good right now. I'll be honest with you. I know it's a long shot for them to beat the Thunder or for them to beat any of these teams, but I think that they have a chance to do it at 8-1. No.
I think they have a chance. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't. I think whoever wins the West is going to win the NBA Finals.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Sure. I feel like we've all been saying that for a while now. But it's pretty typical that's what's going to happen, right?
I really want to see OKC and San Antonio, so I'm hoping that the NBA does not suspend Wemby.
They already announced today that they're not.
Good.
They're not going to do that against ratings.
So that's what I want to see out west is OKC and the Spurs.
How about your Lakers, Prince Paul? They're going to get one tonight, or are they going to get swept?
The brooms come out tonight, man. Unfortunately, we need LeBron to hang it up. Let us get that youth in there. Get off our salary cap. Salute to the king, But that's been holding the Lakers back. Laker fans are very, very disappointed in the performance since COVID. We had the bubble asterisk championship, but I truly feel as a Laker fan, I think Laker Nation feels that LeBron needs to retire. Thank you for your services, and let us get youthful and let everybody take off.
Interesting take, because
very.
You don't think the fact that Luka's not available right now, you don't think that would? I'm not saying it's going to make a difference in this series per se to beat OKC, but you don't think that if Luka played that they would actually have a chance in that series?
Not against OKC. Luka is a talented player, but he does not play defense. No matter how hard he tries, he is a liability on defense. So his offense and his defense efficiency, it doesn't really help us. Austin Reeves, he's great, but defense.
So the next thing is, if they were to get rid of LeBron, would you want Luka to be your nucleus and build around that?
We have no other option. There's no one in the draft. You got Luka, you got Reeves. You just got to get a little bit more youthful. So people that have that young energy, that young people that can stop people on defense, and we need somebody down low that can actually catch a basketball. Our centers have no heart. And the Laker people were pissed, but we need that salary cap that LeBron is high.
Yeah.
And he's old knees.
Yeah.
So he's
I don't disagree with that. I was just curious where you thought, like, moving forward, with LeBron, if you were just to say LeBron's off that roster, you're building around Luka, Austin Reeves, like what type of player would you want to see? Not like build, but give me like a name of a guy you would want to see come in to fill that 3/4 spot that LeBron kind of takes up for the Lakers.
Kawhi Leonard?
No.
Like a Kawhi Leonard type of guy?
Like a young Kendrick Perkins, like a young, we won't get no one like that, but like a young Dennis Rodman, a young Kevin Durant, someone who's inexpensive but is a dog in the paint.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that level. Dennis Rodman, Kendrick Perkins type of attitude in the middle.
Like a Mitchell Robinson kind of big?
Like when we won the chip, we had Dwight Howard, when he was fading off, but he was still a good defensive presence.
Yeah.
I ain't going to say like Rudy Gobert because he's kind of soft, and these centers, they make you go out to the three-point line. But we need someone young, athletic at the center position, but we can't pay him because our salary's tied up.
Yeah.
I think that you guys have a guy like Rudy Gobert and DeAndre Ayton minus the defense. What I saw what I've seen in this postseason thus far with DeAndre Ayton, I mean, it's been a little bit atrocious. And Austin Reeves has looked great during the regular season, but don't know. He looks like a shell of himself in the postseason as well. Looks like he can't get anything offensively going. He is looking like a defensive liability. I would say, maybe because I compare him to Tyler Hero in terms of, because we had that debate on the show, I do think that Austin Reeves plays better defense than a guy like Tyler Hero. But, I mean, I would just say liability all around since this series. Austin Reeves has looked like, I mean, I don't know what's going on with some of these guys. And I think of, not to get all over the place, but I think of another guy that had a crappy series, and Derek White in that Sixers series. He looked like a shell of himself. It's like the lights are too bright for some of these role players. What's going on?
I don't know. Something like Boston, I just don't like their philosophy. I like their roster.
I know what he's going to say, too.
I don't like that, they got to shoot 40 to 53s. And I get it. Like, yeah, when they're hitting them, it's like, okay, good luck. You're going to have a hard time trying to score as many points as us. But when they're not hitting, especially come playoff time, like, you got to be able to manufacture a bucket. And sometimes it's getting to the basket, drawing a foul. A lot of times analytics doesn't want it, but a lot of times that mid-range area, the best players in the playoffs, they make that shot, and they make it at a very high percentage. And you watch Boston, and they're just chucking up three after three, especially down the stretch. I'm not against shooting threes. I like the whole philosophy of it, but it gets to a point where it's like you're just so dependent on it, and you get cold spells, and it's just bad. And no one's going to the baskets. No one's hitting the mid-range.
I would say, too, like, even before Mazzulla had to step up and be the coach, I mean, they were shooting a lot of threes even then, but I would say even more so now with Joe Mazzulla. Like, that's been their philosophy. Like you said, they live and die by the three. And, I mean, like you said, Coach, when they're making them, they're hot. Like, you can't keep up with them unless you're hitting those same threes. But when they're cold, they're cold. I mean, they shot their way out of a lot of games as much as they shot themselves into games.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, if you look at it, the East was wide open this year. The Boston Celtics had no expectations to be that good because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, no one was thinking they would be as good as they were in the regular season without Tatum.
100%.
But then when you look at it, you had no Tyrese Halliburton in the East. Obviously, the Heat are a shell of themselves. Who else am I missing? There was a bunch of people that were injured in the East. Obviously, Giannis barely played this year. Joel Embiid has been hurt, and I feel like I'm forgetting a few other players. But the East was wide open, and I think what was funny about the Boston Celtics is they were very quiet during the regular season because, again, the expectations and the microscope wasn't on them. But whoa, you're winning without Jason Tatum? You guys are playing this well without Tatum?
Yeah.
We weren't expecting you guys to do anything. But now Tatum decides to come back. I don't know if that was his team or himself or just his tenacity to want to win, but he ends up coming back, and he didn't ruin the chemistry, I wouldn't say, but what really happened there? Because I'm going to ask you, I know I'm like all over the place, but
you're good.
You got a guy like Jaylen Brown saying this was the best season he's ever had. Not the year that he won in 22 when they won 24, I'm sorry, when they won the championship. This year, because you got to be Batman and not be Robin, this was your favorite year?
Yeah.
What does that do for the locker room, and what does that do for his relationship with Jason Tatum moving forward?
I mean, that's a very interesting dynamic that they're going to have to deal with. No, you're good, man. I mean, number one, hindsight's 2020, right? So maybe it was a combination of Jason Tatum wanting to get back and prove to himself that he can do it. Maybe it was the team. But now hindsight being 2020, the fact that he was unavailable in Game 7, maybe they rushed him back a little too early. But, I think I'm a big fan of both of those guys. So I really don't want to see them have some type of friction that breaks that up. Because I feel like, and I'm not trying to say this in terms of like the impact and they're going to win, but we haven't seen two wings like dominate and be like the focal point of a multiple championship team since, I mean, you could probably say Wade and LeBron, but I'm going back to like Jordan and Pippen. I'm not saying that they're going to be that level, win 6 championships, do those things, but in terms of like, hey, I have a 2/3, and I have a 3/4, 2/3/4. And these guys, they play both ends of the floor. You can move them all over the place. Tatum is damn near like 6'10", and he's playing practically the power forward for them, but he can play all the pieces around. So it's like, it's tough because Jaylen Brown had a great year. He played phenomenal as that lead role, and I feel like they both can coexist, and I just hope that the media and the narratives and all this stuff doesn't break that up, because I think those two guys moving forward, I think those guys could really dominate the NBA if they really had the opportunity to.
One thing the media, they didn't say from that statement, this is the best year I ever had. And everybody goes, oh, but you won a championship. I'm like, I'm in my head all the time. So I feel like he said that because Tatum wasn't there for majority of the season.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then when he came back and they forced him his way in, they start losing. So that's mental gymnastics that Jaylen Brown is doing. So he could be talked about, but people they missing it. He's saying that because Tatum was in the backseat. He was in MVP conversations. He was the face. And I think a lot of people missed that little jab he threw.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they missed it, though.
I'm taking a brief timeout just for everyone asking in the chat. The giveaway winner has been picked. The money has been sent already. Sink from the Vol. $100 has been sent to your Cash App, brother. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Everyone tuning in. We will be doing this weekly. A giveaway for $100 for everyone who tunes in. And feel free to ask us any questions, and we will be happy to answer towards the end of the show. We'll continue.
Paul, I don't think that anyone missed that, though. I think that's my point, is that they felt that jab. That jab was felt when when Jaylen Brown made that comment. People are saying, like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, we know that you enjoyed being that guy, and it showed because, I mean, he looked like a first NBA. I mean, people were even saying he was an MVP candidate before Tatum came back.
He got tossed.
And so I don't think that it was a slight jab. I think it was a jab, and I think that that's why you have some people saying, like, whoa, hold on. Like, you're going to say that after y'all won in 24 together? You're gonna say that? I do think that Boston was missing, obviously, losing Al Horford. Obviously, that wasn't my first guy to say, but Kristaps Porzingis, his presence on the court. And then even when they lost Smart a few years ago, obviously they won without Smart, but they lost some key pieces that was a part of that Boston identity.
Well, like Drew Holiday.
And Drew Holiday, my bad. That's who else I was trying to say.
Humongous.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a big loss for them. And so I think that they're really trying to find their identity. I'm going to say this, Coach, you won't like it, but I do think there's some retooling that needs to be done with the roster. And when I say retooling, meaning like at this point, see what you can get for Jaylen Brown. I'm not trying to jump the gun. See what you can get for Jaylen Brown. I'm going to tell you why. Because you allow that to go on into next year, being what was said in the offseason, I think that that's going to persist to be a problem. You need to address it. Something needs to be said because now you got Jaylen Brown he might think he's the alpha now. He may think that he's him, and he is him.
No, he
but
is.
I think that they have given the keys to Tatum when he got drafted. So that's the problem is I think that if you allow two alphas, that you go back to your time, right? Before I started watching basketball. You go back to your time. When you look at Dennis Rodman, he wanted to be that guy at one point. He wanted to be that alpha. And what happened? He had to leave Jordan to go on his own, find out that the grass wasn't greener. And I think that may happen with Jaylen Brown. I'm just saying.
Maybe. I think
Pippen or Rodman? Pippen.
I'm sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. Pippen.
Thank you.
I think he's come across after that Game 7 loss. I think he's come out recently looking very, I won't say petty, but almost like sore loser, going out like Embiid's this. Sure, Embiid's a big flopper. I get it. But that's not the reason why you missed like a wide open 15-footer with like a minute and something left in the game. You had your opportunities.
And you're a big push offer. You push off a lot with your fadeaway. And so for him to say that, and not only that, Zach, I'm sorry, and not only that is you just allow the 76ers, the 7th seed, to come back when you're up 3-1.
Right.
You just allowed them to come back. You take your L on the chin. I know Paul agree with that. Take your L on the chin. Yeah. You don't just sit there and make excuses as to why, Embiid. No, we were just not that good.
Yeah.
We underestimated our opponents. And we are the reason we're in this position that we're in because we don't know how to do anything else besides live by the three. And that's what exactly happened to that team. You had so many opportunities where you could have crashed the basket and just go for an easy layup or a mid shot, but no, we're going to pass it out to Sam Hauser, 3, Peyton Pritchard, 3, Everybody on the roster. Hell, the damn equipment team can shoot threes. Everybody on the roster of the Celtics can shoot threes.
It's funny, too, because the 76ers, like you said, are the complete opposite of that. You saw how they handled that sweep to the Knicks. I mean, they came out, everyone in the press conference, calm, cool, collected, shake hands like men. So you see what these teams do, and it's like, it really just goes down to the characters in the locker room. Some people are just handle it differently than others, and I could tell you that I agree with what you're saying about Jaylen Brown. He definitely wasn't normal like he should have been, especially from blowing the 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I think being up 3-1 and then like getting blown out and both games going into the game 7
and costing Zach's $5K as well.
I was just,
not mention that.
I was very surprised by that.
Golf team.
And then I think, and this is just an assumption, I think not only Tatum coming back, but the fact that he showed glimpses of like, yeah, I'm still that guy. I think that also kind of maybe made JB have to go like, oh, well, maybe I'm going back into this like role over
1B,
here.
1B player.
And it's crazy because like, if those guys can just coexist, like.
But a problem for them, and I'm going to go back to Drew Holiday, they had no one to stick Maxey.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
No one could stop Maxey, and that was the problem. When you had Drew Holiday, he was sticking your best guards.
Yeah.
With that departure, that defensive presence, Porzingis, but Holiday would have put put them fins on.
Because before you had Drew Holiday, and then if Drew Holiday maybe got in foul trouble, got tired, you could rotate and put Derek White. Now Derek White is your primary perimeter defender. Not to say that he's I think he's a really good defender. But then when you got like Sam Hauser and a couple like Pritchard and the other
Hugo Gonzalez,
Baylor or something, the lefty kid. Not to say that those guys aren't good; they're good shooters, but like to your point, they're liabilities on defense, and that's one thing that Boston, for when they were really good. Granted, they're chucking up threes, but they're really good defensively. When you got Drew Holiday out there, like being your lead defender, and then you have Derek White who's blocking shots, doing all those other things.
Rob Williams when they had him.
So it's like I think that's another reason why they got knocked out. Because ultimately, yes, their team wasn't supposed to be this good, and I think part of the reason why their team wasn't supposed to be this good is some of the pieces that got exposed in the playoffs. Because Jaylen Brown played phenomenal, got them to play at a high level. I really wanted to see them play against the Knicks, though. That was my disappointment.
I honestly, as a Heat fan, I was so excited to see the Boston Celtics.
I'm sure.
I was so excited. I was celebrating. I was like, oh, the Heat didn't make the playoffs. That's okay. I was like, this was playoff enough for me. But I know you wanted to talk about something off air, so we're going to bring it to the live. But before we get into that, as a Miami Heat fan, we like to talk about hypotheticals, especially when it comes to Pat Riley decisions and trades not actually happening. I want to ask you, Coach O, what do you think about this trade? We got Miami receives Jaylen Brown. Boston receives Tyler Hero, Andrew Wiggins, Jaime Jaquez, Drew Smith, and a 2031 first-round pick. How you feel about that?
Nah, I'm not. If I'm Boston, I'm not doing that.
How come? If we're talking about retooling, like I was just telling you, why would you not do that?
I'd find a way to get those two minds to coexist than having to go now downgrade to like Tyler Hero and those other guys.
All right.
I'm
just a Heat hater. I got it. Listen, ignorance is bliss.
I'm not.
But I'm telling you have the choice. Okay. So wait. So let me say.
But if I'm the Heat and Boston wants to accept, yeah, of course I'm taking that.
But what you're saying is that's not even like realistic. But that's okay. I respect what you're.
I wouldn't say it's unrealistic. I just don't think that if I'm Boston, if I'm thinking about getting rid of Jaylen Brown and looking for another piece to play with Jason Tatum,
MVP.
I would not want Tyler Hero.
I got you. Coach O, I got you. The reason why I got you is because if that does not happen, let's say that doesn't happen, you don't trade with the Miami Heat. There's another guy, and I'm tired of this story back and forth, but there's a guy by the name of Giannis Antetokounmpo that came on the trade market again. Mm-hmm. So do you do a deal with Milwaukee? Do you try to acquire Giannis to Boston to help out? I honestly think I think that's a big deal. You got that body and you got that defensive there. Not that Jaylen Brown doesn't play the defense, but is that a wash or does that push them over the edge? What do you think? Giannis to Boston.
That's interesting. My only thing is I know Giannis isn't like considered like super old, and I'm just thinking because he's on my dynasty fantasy team, and he's starting to get injured.
Yeah.
And it's because
so they say.
So
they say.
Yeah, but I just think just the way that he plays,
I get it, but
his body there's only so much pounding and beating and falling to the ground and running through people you're going to be able to take. So his game's not really tailored for longevity unless he starts being able to hit outside jump shots.
I know where Giannis is going.
Where?
As soon as I saw the alert today, he's back on the trade block. I said, "This is where he's going, and it's going to happen." Washington Wizards.
Why?
Because that's where he's going to go. That's the new up and coming team, and going to a team like that, a team like that is going to prove your point even more that he's not going to have to be as physically demanding.
I do think Washington has a chance to be
disgusting.
A really good team.
Oh, dude, they're going to be better than that. I think they're going to be better than that. I think they're going to be a 3-4 seed next year.
I think they're going to be Toronto of this year.
I don't believe in Trae Young.
I think they're better than that.
I don't believe in
it's not Trae Young, Paul. It's if they take AJ DeBansta at that number one
Anthony
overall
Davis,
pick. Anthony
Giannis,
Davis, and Trae Young.
They're going to get Giannis.
Anthony Davis.
And you think they get Giannis? Who are they going to trade to get Giannis?
Oh, I don't know.
AD?
A million first-round picks, maybe AD.
Well, you're a betting guy.
You got to give
You're a
Anthony
betting
Davis up.
Kalshi has the Celtics taking Giannis 20% chance. They have him staying with the Bucks at 16%, Cavs at 15%, Spurs at 13%, and Magic at 13%. Knicks 12%, Lakers at 11%. I'm almost done. Warriors at 10%, Mavs at 10%, and then my beloved Heat at 8%.
They don't even have the Wizards on there, huh?
Wizards are not even out. Kalshi has the Celtics have the highest odds of taking Giannis.
I could see Magic though. I feel like that could be a missing piece.
Magic?
Yeah.
But what do? You have nothing to trade. You gave all your picks
get
away to
that
get
part.
Desmond Bane.
I get that part.
I think Boston would be comfortable taking Giannis only because he's the MVP candidate and his workload would not be that much because you still got Jason Tatum there.
Yeah.
That would be the only one that'd be fair. That'd be fair to the Celtics.
Every year this waits, and every time it waits, his stock is like this. I mean, really. I mean, even to Giannis, because like you said too, I mean, he's getting injured more, right?
Well, he had a calf strain this year.
That's what they say.
Well,
who knows? He comes out and says, "I can play." Can he play? I mean, who knows?
Like the new injury that's like setting dudes back is the calf strain.
Yeah.
And he had that. And that, I mean, everyone knows about Kevin Durant with his calf strain. He came back too early. Achilles. You know what I'm saying?
He should be on the trade block next year too. Kevin Durant's gonna be on the trade.
So he had that, and it's like it's one of those things where he's just bulldozing his way through, and it's not like it's not like his game is not predicated on being quick and running through people. Where a guy like Jason Tatum and Kevin Durant, their game is more finesse and off the bounce and 1, 2, 3 dribbles, get to my spot, raise up. So, I mean, I still believe in Giannis. I'd like to see him go to a better situation. I think what Milwaukee did after they won a championship, I mean, I think it needs to be studied.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Did nothing.
They won a championship. The next year they fire the coach, and then
they get
rid of Drew Holiday. And I'm sitting there going like, okay, so you got rid of all the people who helped you.
PJ Tucker got rid of him. At that time, he was still.
Look at the Suns too. I mean, you could say the same thing about them. They got there that year with them. What have they done since? They've been worse than them. Oh, I shouldn't say that. They haven't been worse than them. They've been right on par with them. Maybe worse. Maybe worse.
Hey, let me go all in on Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant and can't make the playoffs.
But they were when they won, but when they won the chip, they was over salary cap.
Yeah.
You had to pay that luxury tax.
True.
Won the trip being over, so you had to get rid of them.
True.
I wanna ask,
they're a small market, so yeah.
They are.
Couple more minutes on NBA and let's go to NFL.
Yeah. No, I got to give him all his flowers before he go. Let me ask you a question. I want to ask you guys a question, and I talked about this a little bit last week. Why is OKC so painfully to watch? Why are they so painful to watch?
Boring basketball.
For most spectators that aren't OKC fans,
bunch of hate on that too.
Why are they boring to watch? I don't know if you guys caught what Jay Williams said the other day. He said that they are one of the most physical teams, not only physical but mentally exhausting because of what they do. And the way he was speculating to is like they get in your head. Obviously, they get all the calls to go their way. Obviously, they talk about Shea being a free throw merchant and all of that. But the difference between OKC, because a team I think about when we were all hating on basketball, besides the Miami Heat and the LeBron James Big Three era, is the Golden State Warriors. But why didn't the Golden State Warriors get as much hate? Is because they were fun to watch still. Even if you hated them, they weren't on your team. Clay, Steph, Draymond, all those guys. I mean, even whatchamacallit, Livingston, all these boys hitting threes. Harrison Barnes, they're chucking up threes. They were still. It was a fun product to watch. OKC to me is not a fun product to watch. The way that it's boring basketball. And when you think about boring basketball, yes, you think about teams like the Spurs, but that's fundamental fun basketball where you don't feel like the refs are in their. You don't feel like they're in the refs' pocket. For some reason, I don't know. When I see OKC on ESPN app available to watch on NBA, I'll watch MLB over that. OKC is not a fun team to watch.
Do you think they're not fun because of the brand, or do you think it's
Both.
not fun because you already know going into the game who they're playing, they are going to mop them up?
No, it has nothing to do with who they're playing. It has nothing to do with who they're
Because
playing.
me, who has been an NBA League Pass subscriber for at least a decade or longer, that's honestly one of the reasons why I don't put them on, because if I watch a game against so-and-so, by halftime, it's a blowout.
Boom. I agree.
Well, why is it a blowout, though?
Because they're that good.
Why are they that good?
Because they lock down on defense in an era where people don't want to guard.
So you're not going to give any credit to the refs and the product of that. I'm just asking.
I mean, look, the Lakers outshot them 20-something free throws last game, and they got mopped up by 20.
The Paul George trade. That's it.
I mean,
The Paul George
like
trade.
I
Got all the
get
first-round picks.
I get messages and videos of like so much SGA hate. And when I look at some of the videos, like let's just say someone sends me 10 clips of Shea. I legit look and I find like 8 out of the 10 are legit fouls. And a lot of them is because the person that's guarding is not in legal guarding position. So if you know legal guarding position, so like let's say I'm guarding you, pretty much when you run and and I have to beat you to the spot, I can't be on the side of you. I have to get my numbers and my letters and cut you off. And now if I'm there and I'm big and any type of contact, I'm probably going to get the benefit of the doubt because I'm in legal guarding position. But if I'm riding on the side because I'm completely beat and any bump, any whatever, that's going to get called a foul because you are not legal.
And blame Dwayne Wade and James Harden.
And then as we start talking about fouls and things like that, it bothers me because if you look in the history of the NBA, the best players know how to get to the free throw line. The best players shoot probably 10 to 15 free throws a game. You can go back to Kobe. You can go back to Kevin Durant. Dude, we talk about Kevin Durant. He's the one that invented, the guy wants to put his hand out and I sweep my arm like this and go up, boop, he gets the foul.
Wow, sure.
Right? Dwayne Wade. Think about Dwayne Wade. Right to left crossover at the elbow, pump fake. Oh, he jumps. Let me jump into you. Want to talk about foul baiting? Boom, there's one. Kobe lived on that too. MJ, all these guys, LeBron, a lot of these, and LeBron may not get the same whistle as some of these guys because he's so big and strong. Yeah. But if you look in the stats of these guys in some of their best years, I'm willing to bet you will find games where these guys are shooting 15 free throws. So it's like, okay, well, if we're upset about free throws, then why do we have refs and why is there a free throw line?
Coach,
it's part of the game.
Coach, but the problem is it's not just the spectators that are upset with the foul calling against Shea and the OKC Thunder. It's also the players. You look at Devin Booker. He is naming these referees by name.
Right.
There's a reason he's naming them by name because he's notating. Okay, like you on the BS, you're on the BS, you're on the BS. Referee, these are BS calls. You got guys like Hall of Famer players, LeBron James. These guys are upset for a reason. It's not just because the OKC's getting calls their way. It's because they are calling him a little bit more than they should be, and it's not a even playing ground when it comes to playing against him. It's not just the spectators that are upset with watching OKC's product and brand. It's also the players that are going against him, and it's not like one of those things where I feel like, okay, they can't beat him, so they're upset and they're complaining. I think it's honestly it's BS that you're seeing. I truly do believe that, and it's boring I think it's boring and it's not doing the product any good.
I'm gonna jump in real quick. Two things I'm gonna say is, one thing is great players don't blame referees, and blowouts are boring. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're great, you're not gonna blame the refs. I didn't do my job. I gotta go back to the gym. I gotta put in work. Right? So yeah, that's not great. And then blowouts are boring. No one sits third quarter, fourth quarter, and stays the whole game if it's a blowout. OKC is blowing everybody out because they made some they inherited great trades. They GM is going to stay. He's going to have a job for the rest of his life, the little guy with the glasses. But
Presti.
Great players don't blame referees, and blowouts are boring.
Well,
That's why people don't like OKC.
In terms for like someone like me, I'm not just a basketball fan, but when I'm watching these games, I'm still like, as much as I'm not really coaching, but I'm still looking at the whys and how are they so good at switching and playing physical and cutting off this and rotating and all those things, because there is some type of science behind how they play defensively. I mean, we look at it in an era of the NBA that everyone whines and complains about. That one of the number one things is, besides the 3 points, the 3-pointers are there's no defense. Mm-hmm. And now we have a team that actually plays defense. Maybe they don't get the same, or maybe they get a different whistle than everybody else, right? But when you break it down, they get down and guard. I think that's the number one thing why teams don't like playing against them. Sure, maybe they get this call that's a little bit ticky-tack, but, they allow this bump or this. But it's like all these other teams don't get down and try to guard like that. They're so finesse.
I got a great question for you, and I think this is going to be great for everyone to know, okay? So I like your take on that, because it's something that I really haven't heard before. Like when people actually sit down and break down the game of basketball like you, and they say, listen, they just play better defense than you. Simple as that, right? Mm-hmm. So where do you think OKC's roster ranks in terms of the NBA? Roster itself.
I mean, you got arguably the best player. You have arguably one of the best perimeter defenders in Lou Dort. You have a very mobile big guy that can play the 5, but he can switch out and guard and Chet. You have Hartenstein, who's, he does his role great. And then on the bench, you got Cason Wallace. He shoots the lights out. Alex Caruso. Bro, Alex Caruso was locking up Nikola Jokic last year, bro.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? And he can shoot. And then you bring in Jared McCain, who is cash money from Philly. So I think when you look at their roster, not only do they have a starting 5, they actually have a bench. I mean, I didn't even bring his name up. AJ Mitchell, the kid off the bench, the lefty. Bro, I think he's averaging
like 18, right?
Yeah, off the bench.
Yeah.
Another guy.
I get it. But so where do you rank them in the NBA? Do you think they're a top 5 roster in the NBA, or are they better than that?
Yeah.
They're a top 5 roster in the NBA? Because you could say the same thing about the Denver Nuggets. They don't have the same depth as them, but you could say the same thing and Jokic is better than SGA. I mean, there's an argument for that, right?
Yeah,
Obviously,
it's an argument.
they're completely different positions.
It's an argument.
But I think the big thing comes down to is where do they really rank? Are they just super good because they play super well together and they play defense, or are they really just that talented?
It's the roster.
Honestly, though,
I think it's a little bit of both.
Curious on that.
I mean, J-Dub, you got J-Dub, who's, plays his role great.
And their second best player is hurt.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but when you look at that team, right, you got a guy like you said, Lou Dort, right? Obviously, everyone knows who he is if you watch basketball, but you're not taking him over many guys that I'm going to name you. If you don't know basketball.
Well,
like that.
Who are you trying to take over, and what are you asking them to do? Because if I have a guy like Shea, then I don't need Lou Dort to be Jaylen Brown. Sure, if you say who plays his position, there's a bunch of guys that I'd take over him.
But that's my point.
But in terms of here's what I need. I need you to clamp, and I need you to hit timely threes. Can you do that for me?
You got to know your role.
And he does it at a very, very high level. And there's not many guys that you are going to say that play better perimeter defense than him.
So you're saying right now OKC is going to be running this league for a long time?
I mean, yeah, bro. Like if they can get past San Antonio, if they can get past San Antonio, because I think that's the only team that's really like been able to manhandle them. Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy.
Absolutely, Shea
butter.
I think the free throw thing is the one thing that turns people away. But if you really break down like his game, dude, he plays how people back in the day played. He plays like low key. It's not the same mentality. It may not look the same aesthetically, but if you break it down, his favorite player was Kobe Bryant, and he does a lot of the same stuff Kobe does. He kills in that mid range. He's got the fake, the shoulder fake turnaround. He's got the up and unders. Now he has a little bit more of the flavor of the NBA. He doesn't really shoot many threes, so people are upset. But it's like, yo, I don't like watching the NBA because everyone shoots threes. Well, this guy doesn't really shoot threes. He attacks the mid-range.
He's boring, and so is Jalen Williams. Just them as players. I don't know why.
See,
I think Shea is so boring to watch. I look at Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams don't even look like a basketball player to me, but he's so boring to watch. Thank God he's on the bench. It's just something about. I'm not even trying to be a certified hater because they're not even in the East. It's just something about OKC's product that just drives me away from the NBA. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I didn't feel this way when it was Golden State. I never felt this way, and they were going against LeBron.
You don't think Draymond and them were getting a couple extra bumps and not non-calls being the undersized team back in the day?
I still enjoy watching Golden State play. I don't enjoy watching OKC. They are not. They're not enjoyable. They're not. I don't feel like I'm crashing out. I just don't feel like it's a great product to watch. That's all.
Yeah.
They're boring to me.
Yeah, I think okay. I think part of the reason why they're someone that I don't watch a lot is because, OKC's playing.
So we can agree on that.
OKC's playing just some mid-range team, right? I'll tune in and watch them play like Houston. I'll watch them play against Kevin Durant and all them, but most of the nights on during the regular season, I don't tune in to watch them mainly because they are going to blow this team out.
Okay. So I want to transition to NFL, but you had a really good point talking about people don't like to see at the free throw line, right? People just don't like to watch that. But I can tell you, other than the NHL, as fans, no one likes to see fouls all the time in any sport. NBA, NFL blowing the flag on this. Oh, it's pass interference. So people don't like to see it. And in the NBA, you know why it's so bad? Is because it's slow. It's long. You have to shoot let me bounce him the ball. Let me shoot the free throw. In the NFL, it's a little bit quicker, right? Spot foul, okay? It's 40-yard penalty, right? Yeah. In the NHL, it's exciting because it's 4-on-5 hockey and someone's trying to score a puck, right? I think in general, you could say the same thing about NBA with that, but I just think in general, I think the refs are what kills the sport.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
all sports.
I mean,
it does.
Maybe you guys need to either see the movie or read the book on like Tim Donaghy, the personal foul. So Tim Donaghy was the one that was betting on the games. So in the book, he's talking about how he wasn't fixing the games. He was taking the information
memos, right?
From the memos from David Stern and all these things and was like, oh, I know this referee doesn't like Allen Iverson, so I'm going to take the other team. And all of a sudden in the game, Iverson gets thrown out or he doesn't get the calls or whatever. So it goes back to that. After I read that book and heard him talk about the Lakers and Kings series and how that was one of the worst officiated games in NBA history, and you're sitting there going, oh, wait, Sacramento, they were probably going to face off and play Philly. Who wants to watch that in the NBA Finals? Who wants to watch Mike Bibby and Chris Webber against Iverson? No, we need the Lakers. And how Joey Crawford was, quote unquote, called the extender. So once you start seeing the stuff about the NBA and the refs, I mean, and especially the way that money is getting thrown in with DraftKings and all this stuff before you see the game. Oh, this player's props is this and this. You start putting things together.
Oh, getting a little conspiracy here now.
I'm just saying.
Conspiracy.
I'll tell you what. If I was in that era, if I was born in whatever 1970, I would have found a way to make millions and millions and millions of dollars on sports betting, not just because what I think, but because of what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, let's go ahead, Paul. Sorry.
No, as a kid, Sacramento and Lakers series was the shit.
Oh, it was. Oh,
Ibaka,
absolutely.
Shaq.
Yeah.
Matt Barnes, Kobe, like those were the best.
Yeah.
Portland Trailblazers, Sacramento's gave Lakers the business.
Yeah.
If Lakers got past the Western Conference, it was a wrap.
Yeah. You had the Spurs. I see. That's when we talk NBA. Like my favorite era.
You're an '80s baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my favorite era is early to the 2010s. So early 2000s to 2010. So like I grew up, obviously MJ was my guy, but like what really made me keep watching was like Iverson, Kobe, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan. So like
Trendsetters.
You know, the game was so different back then. So like me and my buddies, we talk and it's just like, he's like, yo, it's like when I watch basketball now, it's like I feel like it's not the same stuff that I was watching back then.
Soft.
You know? So, I mean, I get everyone's beef about it. You know, I just think OKC and their domination. Like, if you look back, you know, when the Spurs were beating the brakes off of people because people couldn't score, they hated watching that.
All right, so let's talk about America's team.
You want to jump in?
America's
team.
OKC is born. Let's talk about America's team. Let's go. Let's talk about what everybody
the
was
what
talking
if
about.
team. They are also boring. The what if team. Oh my god.
Go ahead, Paul. Lead it off. How do you think? How do you feel about the draft?
Cowboys, man.
Oh my God!
Lord.
You want to talk about the best first round in NFL history?
You're welcome. You're welcome. And the fact you're gonna say NFL history is crazy.
Oh my
You're
God!
crazy.
I almost bust a nut watching the NFL draft the first round. I got so excited. I was watching the clock, and in my mind, I was just like, "Damn, the Dolphins are gonna get Caleb Downs." And I'm watching, and I see Cowboys coming through. I'm like, what? You have a rookie GM that can set the city on fire and get the best defense player. You need everything. Fitzpatrick went out the door. If I'm a new GM coming in town, I already got my quarterback. I'm getting someone to help me on defense. Period. My secondary is. How do you give the Cowboys that player for a person that got character issues off the field? He's big as shit, but he got character issues off the field. He's not disciplined. You don't pass up a Caleb Downs that everyone, Nick Saban praises this kid. That was the best first round. So we gave up 2 5s, right? So this GM thinking, oh, I'm getting 2 more bodies in training camp. Okay, sounds good. This is what Jerry Jones does, a real GM. Later in that draft, you call your ops. You call the Eagles and you say, look, I just got a birdie. The Steelers got 6 Super Bowls. Hey, the Steelers want the wide receiver out of USC. Y'all want him? Come get him. But by the way, give us 2 4s. I never seen nothing like that in my life. I swear to God, I bust the nut that night.
Well, you did.
You get 2 5s. You get 2 5s. You give those away, and in the same first round, you pick up 2 4s. Just moving two spots back,
He was playing chess, not checkers.
and you get the best defensive player in the draft at 11. When we got Micah Parsons, we got the best defensive player in the draft, and that fell to. It's like Jerry Jones, mastermind, like I said last time.
You think he's a mastermind?
Jerry Jones is
or
a
you think he needs to hang it up?
You can't
you.
you can't buy the worst you can't buy the worst football team in the NFL and make them the number 1 profitable team in the world. That doesn't happen in any sport. You got to give Jerry
What
Jones
has
his
that?
flowers.
What,
Yeah, but that's being an owner, not a necessarily
He's
a
both.
GM.
He's both.
I mean, I know he's. I mean,
First of all, he wasn't the one even making the calls. Actually,
Thank you.
He wasn't.
Thank you.
There's another guy that was making the calls. Older white dude. I don't know his name.
Stephen Jones, his son.
Oh, that's his son.
I don't think that was his son.
I don't think it was his
I don't
son
think
either.
that was his son.
It
I
wasn't
forget
his
the
son,
name
actually.
of who I
Oh,
saw.
Will
I
Clay.
saw the clip of when you guys traded us for the 11th
Yeah,
pick.
that wasn't his son.
You didn't see that clip?
That's Stephen Jones that was on the phone with y'all. With
I don't.
trust
Sure
me.
about that?
Trust me, that's his
Okay,
son.
we'll go back and
Fair
look
enough.
at it.
Jerry
But-
Jones is here. Stephen Jones is here. Stephen Jones is on the phone. He said, "Hey, everybody, be quiet."
Yo,
Yeah, yes.
That's
The
his
big-
son.
the
That's his
heavyset-
son.
The
I don't know
heavy
about
set
that.
dude?
That's his
Hey, shut up.
son.
We're on the phone.
Yeah.
Listen,
All right. We
All
should,
right,
listen,
fair enough.
This is me.
All right. We should know. We should
Okay,
know. We should
trust
know.
it.
But as the highest paid team, sir, what have you had to show for it? I've asked you that before, but you haven't given me a good answer. What have you had to show for it?
what do you mean? We're the most talked about. We're the most profitable. We gained $629 million profit last year,
But y'all-
and we didn't win
y'all
in the
can't win a
playoffs.
playoff
Is he on the
game.
business
Nah,
side
nah,
or is he a fan?
But y'all can't
Yeah,
win a playoff
yeah.
game.
You can Google it.
I'm worried
You can
about the
Google it.
concession, the
Google
chicken
it.
sandwiches that are selling, the jerseys.
y'all- but-
what the hell are you fucking
What?
talking about right now?
But y'all can't win a
honestly,
playoff game.
honestly.
No accolades.
Watch,
Yeah.
watch.
No,
watch.
y'all
Listen,
can't-
listen.
y'all
As
can't
long
win a
as they're
playoff
making
game.
money off the chicken
No.
sandwiches.
This
Can't
is
win a
what,
playoff
This
game.
is what America needs to know. This is 32 NFL teams, which means there's 3 to 4% chance that everybody can win the Super Bowl every year. It's the hardest thing to do. It's too many moving parts. Everyone can't win a Super Bowl.
Don't disagree.
Ask
but
the Dolphins. It's been 54
disagree.
years,
Okay.
right?
And 20
So-
years with you, but okay.
So it's hard to do.
20
So
plus.
while you're trying to do that, the very first thing you should do is pay attention on winning your division, right? And Cowboys have that within the past 5-6 years. After that, you get into the playoffs and everything got to be sound. Health has to be there. Defense has to be there. Offensive players have to be there. Salary cap has to be managed. Right now, we have some of the most.
weren't y'all healthy when y'all lost to the Niners in the playoffs?
That was years ago, but we got y'all back the following year.
Oh,
We stole Charles Haley from y'all. We won one. Then y'all
talking-
beat us.
thank you. I know what you're
I'm talking like
talking-
a couple years ago. Dak
He's talking
Prescott.
20 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not worried about 20 years.
Oh, when the
ago.
lights went out and the Ravens beat you.
That's
No,
most
come on,
that's
2023.
that's most of the reason why I hate the Cowboys, because growing up as a Niner fan, the Cowboys were doing those things, right?
Hate is a strong word.
But now if we talk about recently, I mean,
I didn't even know this.
the Niners smacked the Cowboys
When?
in the playoffs
2023, sir.
2020.
With Brock Purdy.
with Brock Purdy.
Why
Yeah.
you trying to
I
act
don't.
like
I don't.
And they were,
don't
in, they were
remember?
in Dallas, right? I want to say.
The last 2 times we lost
it
to
in
the
Dallas?
Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers.
No,
I don't
we're talking
remember.
about when Micah Parsons, I know exactly the play too. It was like the final play. Micah Parsons, what was the defensive play that happened? Or no, was it Micah Parsons or Zeke? Somebody.
That was during the season we played y'all, and the dude
No,
lifted up his
sir.
shirt. He had to fuck the Dallas.
No.
Yeah,
the
but we
tight
played
end.
y'all. We played y'all in the playoff. I think we
Yes.
knocked y'all
Knocked
out.
us out.
What year was that? That was 23.
January of 2023.
And it was a
You guys
blowout.
won by 7 points at home,
Thank
Okay.
you.
and
I remember
they
that.
eliminated you.
I
And
mean, at home you're supposed to win.
Oh Lord, it's
but-
Honestly, if you're in the playoffs and you have a home, you're supposed to win.
But you're the
Sometimes
highest
we
paid
lost.
team.
what does that mean?
We don't have the highest paid team. What are you talking about?
You have $629 million in
Yeah.
profit.
Profit. That's when you close
Yeah,
the
but
books and everybody goes home.
My beef
you
with the
count your
Cowboys
racks.
is
That-
they'll have
that's
Y'all, that type of money y'all don't know nothing about. Y'all like the Dolphins.
my beef with them is
Actually, we know a lot about it because our owner only gives a shit about F1.
Miami Open.
Yeah. So
he cares
trust me,
about
he
keeping
knows
his
a lot about
pockets
money.
fat, bro.
Yeah, of course. He doesn't give a shit about
They don't
money.
profit that much.
Nah, they don't. But the Cowboys don't profit.
But if you
playoff
can't,
wins.
you can't win the Super Bowl, you have to count your wins.
Say that again. Wait, Coach, tell him again. Say that again.
get a playoff win, you got to profit your playoff wins.
We have
And
playoff wins.
in the
we
last
do.
5 years. How many?
We do.
How many?
At least 2. Trust me, I know my team. At least 2. You could Google. I already know. It's at least 2. Dak Prescott has 2 or 3 playoff wins.
And a lot of the times they lose.
But San Francisco 49ers, y'all drought is longer than ours.
No, I know that.
Okay, so
But-
hold
but
on,
we at least win in the
hold on.
playoffs.
No, listen. It doesn't matter.
to 2 Super
No.
Yeah.
Two Super
It
Bowls.
doesn't matter how
2
far you
Super
go.
Bowls.
If you don't win the chip, it doesn't matter.
Oh Lord.
Interesting.
Goalposts keep moving.
No,
as long as you're a profitable organization.
I want.
That's all.
So
that
I want a
matters.
playoff win. We like Super Bowls. That's all we care about, and that's all the
can't tell.
media. That's all the
can't
media
tell.
judge the Cowboys on is how many Super Bowls have y'all been to? How many NFC championships? I don't even want an NFC championship. If I get there, we'll be like the 49ers. Y'all are like the guy that goes in the strip club and gets all the lap dances and goes home with a heart on. That's the 49ers because y'all never win the big one. Y'all never win the big one.
Is that not like them the last 27
I
plus years?
mean, at least we got playoff wins to show for it.
What? No.
I mean, what's the point of making the playoffs and losing?
Thank you.
That's like going to
Thank
the
you.
Super Bowl and laying the egg.
I get it, but at the
That's
same
like
at the
almost
same
getting to
time,
third base.
at the same time, in the last 6 years, San Francisco has been to the Super Bowl twice?
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
And what came after that?
They played the hardest team.
Yeah.
They played arguably with the best players.
I would rather lose early than lose late.
That's hell.
You don't even believe that.
Absolutely not.
You don't even believe that.
If I can't win the championship, I don't want
to the
it.
Super
don't
Bowl.
even believe
To
that.
get to the Super Bowl is such an. If the Dolphins got to the Super Bowl, I'd cry.
Yo,
Who lost the
this
Super
guy
Bowl?
just
Who
said-
lost the Super Bowl 4 years ago?
Didn't this guy?
You
just
don't
say-
remember the losers.
Didn't-
You remember the winners.
Didn't this
I
guy
remember
just
who
say
played in this. It was
3%?
Rams Bengals.
Yeah.
Didn't he just say 3%?
Losers.
Everyone's
and-
got a 3% chance and count your wins.
Yeah.
And yada yada yada.
But I said win your division. No, I said win your division.
No, you
now-
did say what he just said. You said.
I said win your division.
Okay, but you're like count.
When you get into the playoffs, everybody has to be on. But at the playoffs, it's reset.
Yeah, but you want to just get to the playoffs and be like, hey, I showed up to the party,
No,
but I got punched in my face.
I want the Super Bowl.
You want the Super Bowl?
They didn't even make it in the club.
If I win my
They didn't even
division,
make it in the club,
no.
let
If
alone
I
make
win my
it in the
division next year, everybody knows y'all got to come see me because you got to play me 2 times a week. At least we know who run the division. Like Cowboys got that. When you get to the playoffs, the goal is win the Super Bowl. Yes or no?
Of course.
In the season, if you win your division, what do you get a free ticket to?
The playoffs.
Okay, so in the season, I want to win my division, and Cowboys have done that recently.
Not
12 and
last
5, 12 and 5, 12 and 5, 12 and 5.
Not last
It's okay, not last year.
Can we?
But that's what the story is. When you get to the playoffs, I want to win a Super Bowl. I don't want to lose in the AFC Championship and say, oh, I was runner-up in the Super Bowl. No, I want to win a Super Bowl. In the season, I want to win my division so I could get a trip, get a ticket. Ask anybody.
So you happy with?
You're a coach. You
I
know that.
I know, but I'm just saying you're happy.
The first
as a
thing-
fan, just sitting there watching every year, going, all right, man, it's our year, and then all of a sudden we get there and it's like, nah, it's not, and it's been like that for 20
The
something.
problem
no,
is
no.
that they haven't even gotten to that point in the
No,
last
but
I
few
know.
seasons.
But see, I'm an 80s baby. I cheered for my team already.
Okay.
I've seen my team win 3. It's some people here never seen a team win 1. I count my blessings. And if
Okay.
they win the division, they take care of business, I'm okay because I know how hard it is to get the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But, move y'all goalposts. Go ahead.
Speaking of moving goalposts, first of all, I like that you're celebrating the Caleb Downs victory. You guys ranked 30th last year in the NFL, just so you know, in defense. I don't know if you knew that. Y'all ranked 30th. But we were talking about your schedule coming up. The schedule has not been released yet, the official schedule, but I did want to ask you, let's go through Dallas's upcoming opponents in the 2026-2027 year. You ready for this? I'm going to ask you a few. And obviously, you play Washington twice. How many times are you beating Washington?
I mean, since we are America's team and we're always going to be on primetime TV, we're the only team that pretty much knows our schedule already. But Washington Redskins with Sony Styles, Jaden Daniels, he still hasn't done his push-ups yet, and I told him he needs to get bigger in the weight room. That's going to be a sweep. That's going to be 2-0.
Oh, so that's 2. Okay. All right, New York.
We got New York, primetime TV. Congratulations, America. You get to see the Cowboys Sunday Night Football. That just was announced. John Harbaugh, he is the softest, the most pathetic head coach of all time. Congratulations on your first 2-round draft picks, but you just let a Pro Bowl DT run. We're going to sweep the Giants next year, too. 2-0.
Philly.
We'll split, home and home.
Home and home? Okay. All righty. Tampa.
Who?
Okay. All right.
Who is that?
Okay. The Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, that's
Barbecue chicken.
that should be a dub.
Okay.
So easy.
Jacksonville.
Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback. Barbecue chicken.
Ooh, okay. Tennessee.
No Mark Vrabel. They
Been there
drafted
for a long time.
They
but
drafted a skilled player at the wide receiver position.
that's a-
Not
that.
scared.
That's a
okay.
dub.
Baltimore. Lamar Jackson.
That's in Brazil. I'm actually thinking about going to that game. That's a $4,000 trip. That should be interesting because it's on an even playing field and it's a jet lag. But since we have to play 2 away games, I'm gonna say we may lose that game
Okay, so you give yourself
because
L.
we may be
Why?
too
'Cause his
hyped.
favorite quarterback in the NFL is on the other team.
I like Lamar.
He
your
I
favorite
could
player.
I could
That's
tell
his
he
favorite
likes
player.
Lamar.
He glazes
I
him
could
over
tell.
Jerry
Glazes.
Jones.
You
I
do.
could tell.
Glazes him over
Lamar
Jerry Jones.
Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback I ever seen enter the NFL.
Oh my gosh! Wow. All right.
Lamar Jackson. No. Hold on. No. Let me say
Oh.
this. Lamar Jackson. He's from Broward County. He defeated odds. Right. He has the most rushing yards as a quarterback, the most passing yards as a quarterback, and the best touchdown to interception ratio of any quarterback to ever throw a football.
So that makes
Name me somebody better.
That makes
All he
sense.
needs to do is win a chip.
I mean, that is what he needs.
That's all he needs to do. He got Heismans. He got MVPs. All he needs to do is he already got a Hall of Fame jacket.
Coach, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
Not
Just go.
It's
Go.
not close.
Don't
You
give me
better not.
Don't give me no explanation. Just pick one.
Boy, ooh, God. This
Coach.
show will be over.
Coach, just give the answer.
not
Yeah, you better be a coach. Who you picking?
Answer. Please, Coach, get the answer.
Whoa.
Please, Coach, give the answer.
Oh, God.
I mean, they both fold up shop
But pick
AFC
one.
championship.
No explanation. No explanation.
Resume for resume. Who you picking?
Coach, please.
I'm probably gonna take Lamar Jackson.
Thanks.
Ah.
Boy, this, hey,
Patrick
now
Mahomes.
we say
Patrick Mahomes.
the show can continue.
Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, Mahomes, easy.
Mahomes, easily. Jalen
Oh,
Hurts.
my God. Here we go. Here go his pom-pom. This is when he brings out his pom-poms.
Jalen
Hurts.
He got no
Not even
quarterback
close.
to cheer
Go ahead.
for.
Jalen Hurts. Go ahead.
What are you debating?
What am I debating? If
thinks
Lamar
too much, I mean.
Lamar Jackson had what Jalen Hurts has personnel wise, he could do the same thing and better.
I like this. I like.
Joe Burrow. Let's move on. Joe Burrow.
Well, cook him.
Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Dang.
Don't you?
Stick to the NBA.
Why is this hard?
Anyway, let's go back to what we were doing. Let's stick to the
It's
NBA.
Lamar.
I'm just saying, like if
It's no one better.
bro, if
I
Jalen
just
Hurts.
named a bunch of quarterbacks.
All right, I'll just
Jalen
I'll
Hurts is definitely
I'll
not
just say
better.
this. I'll just say this. If Jalen Hurts,
Not even close.
If you swapped and put Jalen Hurts on the Ravens would not be what
Ravens
the
would
Ravens
have
are.
the Ravens would have 5 wins.
I agree with that.
Jalen Hurts cannot throw the football. He's got arguably a top 10
Lamar
receiver.
Lamar
off
is
his team.
more dynamic than
Not
Jalen
even
Hurts.
close. It's not close.
Thank you.
Can we
It's
go
not
back
close.
to your record real quick? All right.
go.
All right. Pause.
Not close. It's
All
not
right,
close.
The Green Bay Packers.
Cook them.
You packing them up? Cook 'em.
Michael Parsons
Michael
got hurt.
Parsons
He will
is-
never be the same, and we won that trade.
Oh, and we are going to get into that right after this.
Ooh.
Okay. Seattle.
Tore ACL on the edge rusher.
Seattle, defending Super Bowl champions.
Gone. The running back gone.
Okay.
Gone.
So you're beating them.
Yes, we're
Got it.
beating them.
Okay. The Los Angeles Rams.
Where are we playing? Is that
That I don't know.
I can check my phone, but let's get back to it because it has to be whose
That's
house.
an
Because
L.
the Rams Stadium is very
Okay,
nice.
that's fine.
That's an L.
Houston,
That's an L.
oh, the Los Angeles Rams is away.
Okay, I'll let them
L.
have that game.
You gonna let them have that?
We'll take a
an L.
vacation.
Okay. The Houston Texans and Houston.
The Texans doesn't have an offensive line. We're gonna cook them.
Okay.
Yeah, but
and
they got a good
then
defense.
last but not least,
They
the
do.
Indianapolis Colts.
Barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken.
4
So
losses.
you guys. No, I counted, unless my math is wrong, I counted you guys 13-3.
I like it because, and I'm gonna tell you why.
13-3.
So last year, what I said, 13-4. No, last year I said 13-4. But I didn't see.
Yeah, it can't
I
be
didn't see.
13-3
I didn't see.
No, but I'm saying it can't be. It has to be 17.
It has to be
games.
17.
I messed up.
I think last year I had the
13-4.
same proposition, but I
13-4.
did not know.
Yeah.
I did not know that we was going to lose Michael Parsons. I did not know that. Last year, I did not know we'll have a death in the family. I never seen that happen in sports, where a team member passed away during the season. That was mentally draining for everybody. You got a locker room, you see a guy here that's draining. You're gonna lose, right? Okay. I didn't see the defense being that trash. I'm so glad. I mean, God, Allah, thank you. I'm so glad we got rid of Trayvon Diggs. He was a cancer to the team. He wanted to be a Michael Parsons Jr.
corner at one point, but okay. That you
Before
said.
the injury.
You said that,
Before the
He's
injury.
not signed now.
But before the injury, he's barbecue chicken. So we got him off the team and replaced him with Caleb Downs. Thank you, Miami Goldfish. We got the Lawrence guy. He's our true second round pick because we kind of reached for him, but he can stop a run. Michael Parsons that shades towards you. We got Quentin Williams from that trade. We got Keon Clark from that trade.
Jets.
We got Siobhan Rebel, who's going to be 100% healthy. Overshawn's going to be 100% healthy. Deron Bland's going to be 100% healthy. We got a brand new defensive coordinator that's not bombarded like that old Chicago Bears guy we kicked out the back door. We have fresh young minds. Our offense was top 3, top 4 last year in efficiency with Dak Prescott at the helm, the guy that you hate on the most. Number 1 offense. Our defense will be at least 15 or higher. That puts us in the playoffs.
Paul, I didn't need your whole
Put you
depth
at
chart.
4 losses.
I didn't need your whole depth chart. Let's revisit this Micah Parsons trade. 2 first-round picks you guys traded, and also you guys, well, not traded, you guys received, and also you guys received defensive tackle Kenny Clark. Who won that trade, you guys or the Green Bay Packers?
So the Dallas Cowboys won that trade, and I'm going to tell you why. How many games did Michael Parsons play for the Packers last year?
He was hurt.
He was hurt. They made the playoffs or didn't make the playoffs?
They did make the playoffs. Y'all didn't.
Okay, so let's just say, well, we got the 20th pick, so they couldn't have made the playoffs.
They did
Who
make
did?
the playoffs.
Who did?
Packers?
Green Bay Packers
Yes.
did make
They
the
finished
playoffs.
9-7.
Okay, so he's damaged goods. He will never be the same Michael Parsons.
Now that he's not on the
So he's going to be the highest
finished
paid.
9-7-1.
So now he's going to be one of the highest paid players. He's not going to be the same, and their salary cap is going to hurt that team for a long time because Jordan Love did get an extension with that team. So they're going to be hooked by the salary cap. We took Rashawn Gary from their team also, so that makes them weaker. With Michael Parsons being injured, Jordan Love taking more money, all their wide receivers depleted. All their wide receivers are gone. You're crippling that team. So now he plays in the cold. He's not going to travel. We got another first-round pick next year. So we're going to have 2 first-round picks next year. We got better on defense, and our division is weak.
They won the trade. It's no question.
We won the trade.
Cowboys won the trade.
I'm going to tell you, I heard a
Absolutely.
famous saying, and it said, you can't win a trade until that trade has helped you win. Y'all ain't made the playoffs. You didn't make the playoffs last year. We will see what that trade has done for you moving forward. But so far, no one has won that trade, in my opinion. No one has won that trade.
It's true because we still got to draft next year, too, to see who we get out of there. So that's a 4-year trade to look at. But
Sure.
I'm telling you, you see what Trayvon Diggs looked like when he tore his ACL. You don't see no defensive end tear their ACL and be dominant the way Michael Parsons was. Everybody was praising Michael Parsons because he was healthy, he was young, no injuries.
We'll find out about both. We'll find that out.
Now
with
you're going to
Bosa.
see how he looks. And Rashawn Gary
waiting on
isn't
him.
on the other side. We got Rashawn Gary now. So now you could swing 2 offensive tackles to Michael Parsons, which will make him deflated. And he was coming in only on pass rushing downs last year for the Packers. He wasn't playing every downs because you know why? They beat us running to his side. He can't even stop the run.
So
he's
14
light.
and 3.
So he's light in the hips.
14 and 3?
I said 13 and 4.
13 and 4, okay.
Interesting. Okay, Paul.
See,
I'm deep in it. Like I watch everything.
All right. I mean,
And we got this linebacker from Michigan, Nomazzi Smith. This guy's the truth. Number 55. Look out for him.
I'm just curious. Can Dak not throw picks? in
didn't
the
last year.
playoffs?
He
He had a
fixed
good year
that.
last year.
In the playoffs.
The year that
in the playoffs.
the year that he almost led the league in interceptions, he didn't lead the league, but 2022 he led. I think he had a very high. He had a lot of interceptions, but in 2023 he cut it down to under 10. Last year he cut it down to under 10. He's a top 5 quarterback by any means necessary on anybody's watch, except.
But I low key kind of feel like he gives me
right out of the top 5.
He gives me James Harden in the playoff vibes.
Who?
When Dak Prescott.
Oh, yeah.
When he comes to playoff games. Like in that big moment when you think that he's supposed to take that step, he lays an egg.
That's an unfair. That's very unfair.
How is that unfair? when
James
you
Harden-
look at the body of the work.
Say that tonight.
So James Harden.
Balling right now.
James Harden won an MVP.
Okay.
James Harden was the driving force of the Rockets, right?
Yeah.
He was at one time one of the highest paid players like Dak, so that's a fair comparison. But it's only 5 players on there. Dak doesn't block for himself. Dak doesn't catch passes for himself. Dak doesn't have to, call plays. James Harden, he created shots, he made his moves, right? So that's an unfair comparison because that's only 4 other parts that he can't control. Dak Prescott has to wait on the sidelines and make sure defense stops play.
All right, so I gotta playing devil's advocate. Who's more talented of a quarterback, Dak Prescott or Brock Purdy?
Dak Prescott.
Why does Brock Purdy have more playoff wins?
Because of his team. Because he has a Hall of Fame left tackle blocking for him.
Not why.
And you don't think Dak Prescott has had personnel around him to at least win a playoff game?
So when Brock Purdy was up for contract negotiation, why does he make more money than Dak Prescott? The eye test tells you that Brock Purdy is a product of his talent around
The
him.
market was already reset, sir.
Because Dak Prescott said it.
Okay, but I'm just saying that's why he got paid
If
more.
he was better than Dak Prescott, shouldn't he get paid more? No, it doesn't work like that. When Tua was up in the contract negotiations after Dak Prescott, if he was better to the eye, the organization would have paid him more. Brock Purdy has a Hall of Fame left tackle, has one of the best running backs to ever play the game. He has a great offensive mindset on the side. He had the best defense on the other side of the ball. Dak Prescott did not have that.
is what he's saying.
So you're
Dak Prescott did
so
not
you're
have
saying-
that.
So you're saying just the
Defense.
team is the reason why.
Okay, I'm gonna say this again. All NFL fans know this. To win a Super Bowl, The offense has to be good. The defense has to be good. You got to have health on your side, and coaching matters. You're a coach.
I know.
You matter, right?
Yeah.
If you don't matter, they wouldn't need a coach.
I
Players
don't
could just go out
disagree.
and play.
Don't disagree.
In the season, you know who the ballers and the dogs are because you could go on stats. Brock Purdy never led the NFL in anything.
But
Never led the NFL in anything.
Didn't Dak like 5 years ago? Didn't the Cowboys have the best O-line?
Yeah, with Ezekiel Elliott, yes.
I mean,
Again, you need the defense. You need the coach. We had Jason Garrett clapping when we had third down conversions
like
converted
he's
on.
had the personnel around him. He's had the
But the
weapons. He's had the running
They
game.
didn't have the coach.
But
I agree with what Paul's
coach,
saying.
the defense wasn't there. Jason Garrett used to clap after a turnover.
Whose fault though is that the coach wasn't there? Because you praised Jerry. You don't think Jerry is in his own way when it comes to your team?
So I can honestly say this. Jerry Jones needs someone he can micromanage. He likes to run everything. You cannot be a head coach like a Bill Parcells working with a Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones likes to have people where he can say, hey, let me come down to practice. Let me go and talk to the players. Some people don't allow that. When you own something, when you've seen it grow to what it has grown to, you want to control everything. So he needs a head coach that is good, but will allow him to overstep him. That's the problem with, that's the only issue I have with Jerry Jones. Everything else I love about him.
Yeah, I just feel like in recent years the general managing of the squad, I think has taken a step back.
I remember when I was on this show last time when we was here. Kahari said, what's his name? Greer was a better general manager than. Okay.
I don't think he was said
Okay, guys, rewind the tape from last year when I was here.
I would have never said that.
Kahari said, I will put Jason Greer above Jerry Jones. And I was like, who is that? Chris
Never
Greer.
said- I've never said that.
Chris Greer.
Never.
Rewind the tape.
I will, but I don't think he
Get
said
with
that.
the editors.
Yo,
and
we need
find the tape.
receipts.
Yeah.
We
I got
need receipts on that one.
He
Never
said,
said that.
I put Jerry Jones above Chris Greer. And when they chop this up and edit this up, tell the editor to pull it up when I make my statement. That guy doesn't have a job right now, right? They put some rookie in there that doesn't know anything about football that thought he got off.
But the Packers have been a better organization.
Your
than you guys have
GM
been. And that's where our guy came from, was the Packers.
Your GM will be fired in 5 years.
Okay.
What's his contract?
And
4
Jerry
years?
Jones will be dead in 5 years, so I guess we'll be.
Oh my, here we go. Wish your death again.
I wish death on. I mean,
Damn.
his
Truth
time
hurts.
is up.
Truth hurts.
Meet me at the
Jerry Jones
crossroads.
just showed every general manager how to run a first round draft pick for the NFL.
How? What have you had to show for it? How? You're just happy
You
with
never-
team profit.
you
He's
ne-
happy that the
No.
memorabilia, that the jerseys are selling.
jersey
Zach.
sales.
That's he's happy with jersey sales.
No.
and regular season accolades. This guy does not care about postseason accolades, just like his GM and just like his freaking owner. You guys don't care. You guys are a part of a cult. That's why you guys don't care. Jerry Jones has literally put it in your mind that it is okay to be mediocre and have a good regular season, have the most expensive stadium, and have good cheerleaders and have great jersey sales. But you guys don't result to anything. And it's like, okay, our year is next year. We're okay with that. We're okay with that. I'm glad I'm not a part of that cult. Sorry.
5 Super Bowls, ladies and gentlemen. It's only 2 teams that got more.
Tupac Shakur was alive last
It's
time
only
they
2
won a
teams
Super
that got
Bowl,
more.
guys. Tupac Shakur.
Matter of fact, look at the back of my jersey. So the last time the Dolphins won the Super Bowl, it was 1972.
Talking to the mic, please.
It was this guy in 1973 who put belt to ass against the Miami Dolphins. And let me tell you about that game since we talking about stats. The Miami Dolphins didn't score a touchdown. At that time in the 70s, we had the most rushing yards ever in the Super Bowl. We held the team to the fewest points
Look how
ever
long he
in the
gotta
Super
go back,
Bowl.
by the way, look how long he got.
This is when y'all were even relevant.
But look how
this
long
is
he
what
gotta
y'all
go
celebrate
back.
because y'all trophy's so dusty, it got cobwebs on it. It has cobwebs on it.
iPhone wasn't even invented yet.
The
This
fewest
is what
points
he's talking
ever
about.
scored was by the Miami Goldfish. The most rushing yards was by the Dallas Cowboys in 1973. It was the worst Super Bowl outing by an NFL team.
Who won the last time we visited?
And that's the last time
Who
y'all
won
went to the
last
Super
time
Bowl.
our 2 teams played? Tell the
Cowboys.
The last two
in the Super Bowl?
No, sir. I'm talking about most recent. Super Bowls don't matter. Remember,
Okay. So let's talk about that. So let's talk about that. I was at that game. My homeboys.
We both were.
I was at that game
won
too.
the game?
So shout out to my homeboys because I took them to the game. I took them to the airport in ATL. It's because of this key play, and I want y'all to look it up. Y'all could YouTube this, viewers. I want y'all to look this up. There was a play I've never ever in my life, and I was in the end zone because I had like 100 seats at that time. I never seen a wide receiver's butt cheeks on the NFL ever in my life. You want to know why? It was a pass interference call that wasn't even called. I saw CeeDee Lamb's ass. His whole ass was out. His ass was out because the referee probably was paid off, didn't call pass interference. Have you ever seen a DB pull someone's pants down? You see his cheeks.
Did you really see it for real? You really did?
YouTube this, guys. I swear to God on everything I love. Pass interference call on the very next play. The fullback, he's still on the team. I don't even like him. He fumbled the ball. And they went up the line and scored.
You really saw his ass for real?
Google it. YouTube it right now. CeeDee Lamb, pass interference, Miami Dolphins. They pulled his ass out. No flag. I saw a wide receiver's butt cheeks on the field. No flag. Because we was in Miami.
So you got excuses as to why y'all lost. It can't just be that the Dolphins were.
Have you ever seen a wide receiver's ass cheeks out with no flag? Miami Dolphins paid them off.
Brown, yes.
And we only lost that game by 2 or 3 points.
It was 3 points. It was all right.
Yeah.
It was 2.
No.
But obviously, Jason Sanders kicked the winning field
I'll tell
goal.
you the final score. It was either 21-20 or 23-20.
Yeah, it was about 2 or 3 points because I left when
think it was
Dak Prescott
23.
threw the touchdown to Brandon Cooks. I had to take my homeboys to the airport. Shout out Official Real Spill Podcast. I took them to the airport that night. Walking to the lot, I heard the stadium going crazy. I'm just like, oh my God, they driving to the field. All they need is a field goal. And they won by a field goal. Tua Tagovailoa couldn't throw a touchdown. They won by a field goal. And matter of fact, last year I told you he was going to be a backup, right? I got the team wrong, but now Tua is a backup.
What team
in
did you
LA.
say?
Right now.
I said the Eagles.
He's
I said
currently
the
not a
Eagles.
backup at the current moment because Michael Penix is out. He's actually
If Michael Penix is healthy, is he a backup or
compete
starter?
for that job. They're gonna compete.
Tua Tagovailoa is a backup. He's mediocre, like I said.
talking
Gives a shit. I hope
Everybody
he's a
got
backup.
kicked
He
out of
fucking
this
screwed us.
organization. They got kicked out of this organization because everybody's mediocre. They had to kick everybody out the building. Like I said, Miami Goldfish, y'all got about a 4 or 5 year rebuild. So enjoy being
I like
the pathetic team.
I like
of
the goldfish. I call them the guppies.
Don't call us
There
that.
you go.
Listen,
Miami Goldfish.
listen, y'all will once again prosper once Jerry Jones croak. That's all I say.
You're so evil.
I'm not evil. That's what's in y'all way.
That's the best general manager, best owner of all time.
General man. He
In
called
all
him a general
sports.
manager. He's an owner.
CD,
That's
He
the
is.
Colts.
CD
That's
and
the Colts.
CD and George Pickens.
The best wide receiver duo in the NFL. CD was hurt last year,
Better than
and they
Jamar
still cook him.
Chase
So-
and better than T. Higgins.
What did T. Higgins do last year?
What you mean? What did
I'll wait. CD Lamb
I
and
mean,
George
so-
Pickens is the best wide receiver
That
logo.
great of a year
And then
CD was hurt.
who's y'all running back? Is it
He was just a Pro Bowler.
So was Joe Burrow.
what's his name?
Running back?
Javante, right?
Yeah, Javante Williams.
He made
Okay,
Pro
so
Bowl.
I don't want to hear no excuses.
We have none. We have none.
I don't want to hear no
I believe in these
excuses.
young guys.
I don't want to hear any excuses.
If our-
when playoff time come around, I don't want to hear no excuses of, oh well,
If
you know,
our defense,
this.
if our defense could go up 10 rankings,
If
we're
my
going.
man had
We're,
balls,
we're-
she'd be my
we're going to
homie.
be in the playoffs. We're going
That
to
was
the
coming.
playoffs.
I knew that was coming, Coach.
Yeah, you've heard that before.
I've heard
What
that
was it
before.
saying? I didn't hear it.
I said if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. That's a
pretty-
big if.
That'd be a big disappointment.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel sorry for the uncle. Then
Listen, at the end of the day, listen, Paul, you could say whatever you want. 4 or 5 year rebuild. This is what the Miami Dolphins needed to do. Us as real fans,
No.
will know it is what we needed to do.
I hate to break it to you, and for your sake, I hope I'm wrong. But I feel like it's the same fucking story.
How is it the same? How is it the same story? Let me ask you.
Bro,
No,
I'm not
really,
even
tell
talking
me.
about the rebuild. I'm just talking about like it's just the same fucking emotional roller coaster as a Dolphin fan. You guys suck for a while. All of a sudden, you guys kind of get good. Now you feel like you're relevant, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, our players suck, and then we get rid of everybody. We go back to being terrible.
But Coach, we were
and
good
it's the
for
same
1
thing.
year.
Like
No,
like
it was more than
We were good. We were super good for 1 year.
Thank you.
We were super good for
Right,
1 year.
right.
The
But-
year
thank
before
you,
that, we were
Tyreek
good.
Hill.
And the year after that, we were mediocre.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just look at the history of the franchise. I mean, outside of Marino, we talking like Jay Fiedler, those years, bad. You had Chad Pennington for a little bit, bad. You had Ray Lucas. You thought he was going to be the savior coming from the Jets.
Dante Culpepper.
So it's the same song and dance. It's oh well, we don't have a quarterback. Oh, we think we have a quarterback. No, we don't. We don't have this. We don't have this. We don't have good players. We don't. And it's just like, all I can say is, people can rag on me for being a Niner fan and saying, oh, well, we get to the Super Bowl, we don't win. But I'd much rather be that than a Dolphin fan. I hate to break it.
Have you lived in Miami your whole life?
I've lived here for a long time.
Okay, so that's the thing. Like, and it goes back to what I said earlier. The first goal should be, let's win the division. I can't remember when the Dolphins won their
2008.
division.
Yeah.
2008.
I don't even know how old you guys were at that time, but when I was in 2008, I was like in my 20s. So, is that the Ricky Williams era?
That was no.
For that?
Post Ricky Williams.
Okay.
Like,
Okay,
right
so
after.
the thing is, like,
2008 was Chad Pennington.
that Pennington area.
Okay.
So, and that's, I think, when Tom Brady start going off. I think he had the cleanest landslide. That division was so pathetic. The Dolphins need to focus on rebuilding and winning the division.
What do you want us
first.
to do? That's what
Because
we're doing.
now you got Josh Allen, and him to Lamar Jackson, there's no comparison. But Josh Allen is a problem. He's here to stay. He's going to keep getting extended. They got a brand new stadium.
I won't say there's no comparison, but I would take Lamar, but I wouldn't say no comparison.
But and again, last year I was wrong. I said the Patriots would be better. They ended up being in the Super Bowl. But the Jets had 3 first-round draft picks that are dogs, and the Dolphins got to deal with that now. So
I'm not worried about
Let me
the
explain
Jets.
something to you, Paul. If we have to worry about the Jets, then we got bigger fucking problems.
I'm not worried about
We
it.
never have to worry about the Jets the same way that no one ever has to worry about the Jets and the Mets. Those are the two teams you never worry
I
about
like
ever
that.
in
I like-
sports.
I like that.
The
That's-
Jets and the
that's a
Mets.
bar.
You never worry about them.
that's a
That's it.
bar. That's
like
a bar.
you think Malik Willis is that big of an upgrade from Tua?
No, he's just
More durable.
he's holding down the fort.
So just durability.
Durability and
Ooh,
also
what'd you
just
say? I
athletic.
missed everything. What'd
Do
you
you,
guys say?
you think Malik Willis is going to be that big of an upgrade
Brother,
from
I
Tua?
think Malik will. It's not even close.
Tua is pathetic. That is
It's not close.
anybody is better than Tua.
Don't speak on quarterback.
Right. And I'm not
Don't speak on
saying,
quarterback.
and I'm not,
I got
and
the
I'm not
highest
saying
grade, but I
it
can
like
speak on it.
Tua.
I got a top
Can I
5
tell you something?
quarterback.
Don't speak on
I got an
quarterback.
MVP
I know
candidate.
you
You don't have a
quarterback.
top 5
I got a
quarterback.
Walter
You do
Payton
not have a-
Manning
you do not have a top
award-winning
five-
quarterback.
You do not
I
have a
have
top
a
five
quarterback
quarterback.
that went
I
through
can
an
name-
injury and still
I
is
can name 7
killing the
quarterbacks
league in
I'll take
yards
over
and
Dak Prescott
touchdowns.
right
You
now.
got 1,000. You're a Kardashian. You
Okay.
love every quarterback except for your
I
own.
will take 7
You love
quarterbacks.
every
I
quarterback.
will
You're a
take 7
Kardashian.
quarterbacks.
Kahari Kardashian. KKK.
Josh Allen.
KKK.
Josh Allen. Joe
KKK.
Burrow. Patrick
KKK.
Mahomes. Hell, I'll take Jared Goff over your quarterback. I'll take
If I had a
quarterback.
glizzy,
Brock
I would
Purdy.
give it to Kahari right
There's
now.
so many quarterbacks I would take
All
over
day.
Josh Allen.
Glizzy.
I would take Jaden Daniels over
Yeah,
Dak
I know.
Prescott.
I know.
Sam Darnold?
There's so many. Hell, I'll
There's
take
another
Sam
one.
Darnold. Sam
There's another glizzy.
Sam Darnold came off the bench. Sam Darnold was a backup. Sam Darnold came in the league after Dak. Has been on multiple teams since Dak. Dak is still on the same team. And who has a Super Bowl Lombardi trophy to show for it?
Sam
And who
Darnold.
doesn't?
Glizzy,
But
glizzy,
yeah,
glizzy,
we had jersey
glizzy.
sales. But yeah, our team was very
Again.
profitable. I love the coat. Keep drinking the Kool-Aid. You always are going to be mediocre, just like the Miami Dolphins.
So,
A little
so
bit
Sam
better.
Darnold is elite, or he had a good team?
Oh my
Sam
gosh,
Darnold-
he always gonna
I'm asking you a question: is Sam Darnold elite, or was he on a good team?
Is Dak Prescott elite?
Yes, he's
Sorry,
elite.
Ethan, for yelling.
Yes, he's elite. Dak Prescott is elite.
What
he
would you
needs a
rather-
team.
So let me ask you a question. What would you rather have, elite or a good team? Because
A good team if it could get me a chip.
Oh, okay.
Is
I want a good team.
So Dak's like a top 7.
He's
QB
top
in the
5.
league.
He's
Top
top
five.
5 every year.
He's not top 5. He's top 8 quarterback in the NFL.
Okay.
He's a top 8
I'll
quarterback.
take that because last year y'all said he wasn't top 10.
No, I never said
I'm gonna
that.
take the progression.
He's a top 8 quarterback in the NFL, but
He's
guess
top
what, Paul?
5 to me.
Guess what, Paul? If you're going to ask me if I would take a lot of quarterbacks over them, I would because of youth.
Okay, paint the picture.
I would.
I want y'all to
I would take
visualize
Jaden
this.
Daniels
This
over
is
him right
why
now.
I'd be like, y'all got to judge off of eyes and not off of pride. When someone has an excruciating injury at the quarterback position at an NFL level, and mind you, he's a 4th-round draft pick. This guy ankle and leg went 3 different ways. Came back and still is producing at top 10 level. Ever since he got injured, top 10 level. This guy lost his mom. His brother died from suicide. He plays for the number one excruciating, criticized team in America, in the world at least, and he still performs. And he has an owner that doesn't give a F what he says. I'm taking your best player on defense. You got to go out there and keep performing. And he performs. And he goes to the mic with professionalism and characteristics. This guy gives back to his community. He does well for his family. Faith, family, football. He is the polarizing. He's a Walter Payton award-winning quarterback. Dak Prescott, top 5 all time in the Cowboys history books, and he's going to be top 5 in the NFL until he retires.
None of that has translated to a Super Bowl win.
Because it's a team.
Let me tell you
Super Bowl
that
is a
speech-
team win. It's not an individual that ever won a Super Bowl.
Hold on, not even that, but that speech right there, dude. If we put that out there, good enough. I think
Put it out.
I think you won yourself some tickets and a suite to a
Faith
game.
family football.
I really do.
Faith family football.
I mean, you.
I mean, honestly.
Father,
Yeah.
he's a husband.
I mean, when
Walter
you
Payton,
talk
man of
about
the year
Super
runner-up
Bowls,
3
it's
times.
not one individual that wins a Super Bowl. It's a complete team. Dallas Cowboys is the only team you can handpick 3 people on a team and say, you know what, they won us a Super Bowl. It's called the triplets. Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin. You'll never see that again. You'll never see that again. Put some respect on the Dallas Cowboys. Put some respect on Dallas Prescott's name. We are legendary. Y'all are in the presence of greatness. And sometimes you got to appreciate greatness when you see it, because the Dolphins sure can't create that. 49ers can't create that.
Yeah, right.
All right, can we wrap up? Because we're going to...
Malik Willis.
Shoot, Ethan's texting me right
Hey,
now.
Malik Willis is a bridge. Malik Willis is literally a bridge. Unfortunately, I like his little TikTok clips. He's putting out a lot of shorts of him throwing in his shorts to Washington. Y'all need another receiver. But he is a bridge. Y'all want Peyton Manning, Archie Manning's son.
No, we don't.
Archie.
No, we don't. We want Malik Willis. That's why we signed
He's a
him.
bridge.
Big deal.
He's not the Malik Willis is not the answer. And y'all going to find out this year.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I completely disagree with you. And in fact, I think he's going to be. I know you're going to think I'm crazy for saying this. I think in 3 years from now, he's going to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Wow.
I really do.
That's bold.
I've said all this. Go on my page. I've said all this before we even had a thought about signing him. Before Tua was released, I watched this guy play. I watched him play on Tennessee, and he was awful. Okay. And I watched him go to Green Bay, and the small sample size that I got, he flourished. And like I told you off camera, he's today's NFL quarterback. He's exactly what you want. He can scramble out of the pocket, but he's got a fucking arm. He can throw the ball. And when this team gets some more receivers and this team gets better defense, he's going to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Who's going to
Mark
block?
my words on it.
Who's going to block for
And
him?
he's going to, Malik Willis, will win the Miami Dolphins a Super Bowl.
Nah,
He will win the Miami Dolphins a Super Bowl.
That's
Malik Willis will win the. I promise you, he will be.
Nah.
He will win the Miami Dolphins a Super Bowl.
Nah. You know what, Zach? I hope you're right, bro.
I am right.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right, and I hope you tell me, "Fuck you, Coach O. I was right." Okay? Because
It's empty. It was a spark.
that's not fucking happening.
Why not? Honestly,
Kahari's
why did you
walking off
say
the
that?
set.
No, honestly, you don't know about him enough.
Okay.
to say that.
So in
You don't.
5 years, you're telling me he's going to be beating the likes of Patrick Mahomes.
Yes. In
and
5
Lamar
years,
Jackson,
the Miami Dolphins. In
Josh
5 years from now,
Allen,
the
and
Miami
Herbert.
Dolphins will be in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yes, the Miami Dolphins will be in the Super Bowl in 5 years.
Okay.
They will.
Yeah.
And Malik Willis will win them a ring.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. I'm not trolling you. Coach, you know how big of a Miami Dolphins
I know
fan
you are.
And I'm not a guy that's going to
I'm
blow
just saying,
smoke.
man. Like,
I didn't like Tua. I never did.
you better hope.
Never did.
Put that in hard
Did
rock
I?
better
Did
right
I?
now.
You know that?
No, he did.
I did not like him at all. Go look at my page.
He called Malik Willis before the Green Bay hires got hired.
Brother, before Tua was released, I called Malik Willis.
He did.
On my page.
Yeah, he did.
A lot of views.
I know.
A lot of views. And I'm telling you right now that in 5 years from now, Malik Willis will
So
win
you
the-
got him. You got him like top 10 in passing yards.
Beating
this year?
Lamar?
No, of course not.
You got him top 15.
Coach, I don't have the Miami Dolphins topping anything this year.
only-
We're going to win 4 or 5 games this year, unfortunately. I mean, hopefully more. They surprise us. We don't have any fucking receivers. Me and you can go try out for them right now. Our best receiver is Jalen Tolbert. How is he, Paul?
I thought it was the West. That was our 4th wide receiver.
Okay, but that's my point. We don't have the personnel at the moment.
Okay.
But in 5 years from now, the Miami Dolphins will win a Super Bowl with Malik Willis, and I will be fucking front row.
If y'all
FaceTiming
get Jeremiah Smith out of Ohio State,
standing upright.
if y'all
He
get
is-
Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State,
I think that's what we do. Get.
y'all will make the playoffs.
Yeah, you need that.
You need a receiver. And he's from here. He's from the crib.
Yeah.
So
I like
if y'all could get Jeremiah Smith to the Dolphins, That will be big because that's your new Tyreek Hill. That's clean cut, homegrown. That makes sense.
We want
second
Tyreek Hill
pick
back. We just talked about it. We want him back on a
No.
Anyway,
Tyreek, that's the first person I seen get injured and was happy.
Yeah,
Like,
Malik Willis.
get me out of here.
Hey, man. Hey.
Listen,
5 years?
He was
Matt?
like this.
5
in
years?
5 years, the Miami Dolphins will win a Super Bowl. Mark
Oh,
my words on
oh
it, Coach.
my
I will
God.
FaceTime you with my fucking
is-
balls in my hand, front row in the Super Bowl
fucking
when they make
nuts
it.
right
Okay,
there.
I just touched my balls. There we go. Eric, thank you so much for staying late, dude. We went fucking really long today. It's been real. Any last words, Paul, for the show?
Go Cowboys. Cowboy Nation staying up. All praise to Allah. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Share, like, and subscribe to Zach Smackz.
Appreciate it, brother. Coach O?
Appreciate you guys having me. Triple Threat Basketball Camp on social. You can find me. Appreciate being here.
Of course. Who's winning the NBA Finals?
Oklahoma City.
Okay. Kari, last words?
No worries. Thanks for having me again. Shout out to Happy Homes.
Shout out to Happy Homes. You guys need your house done, maintenance, pressure washing, anything you guys need, hit me up. Appreciate everyone tuning in. It's your boy, Zach Smackz. Congrats to the giveaway winner. We're going to be doing that every week, guys. Stay tuned. Take care.